In today's class, we'll discuss nearest neighbor classifier. Before that, we have left with one topic in rule-based classifier, that is its characteristics. We'll discuss that. Characteristics of rule-based classifier. A rule-based classifier has the following characteristics. That is first one, the expressiveness of a rule set is almost equivalent to that of the decision tree, because a decision tree can be represented by a set of mutually exclusive and exhaustive rules. We know that we can represent the rule using the decision tree, and decision tree can be converted to rules also, and rules converted using decision tree, it will be mutually exclusive and exhaustive rules. All the possible set of rules can be formed using that. Later we can refine that. If we see the similar characteristics and if we can refine it, we can prune certain rules and we can reduce the number of rules. Both rule-based and decision tree classifiers create rectilinear partition of the attribute space and assign a class to each partition. If the rule-based classifier allows multiple rules to be triggered for a given record, then a more complex decision boundary can be constructed. We know that when we take one example, if multiple rules are triggered, that is, it matches with multiple rules, then complex decision boundary can be constructed. Second one, rule-based classifiers are generally used to produce descriptive models that are easier to interpret, but gives comparable performance to the decision tree classifier. So rule-based classifier, when we use it, it is easy to understand because it will be in the natural language and we can understand that easily. So attribute values are compared there. Okay, it is easy to understand and it is almost give the comparable performance. The performance of that will be, that is rule-based classifier will be similar to the decision tree classifier. Third one, the class-based ordering approach adopted by many rule-based classifiers such as Ripper is well suited for handling datasets with imbalanced class distribution. When we have imbalanced class distribution, class-based ordering approach can be used in rule-based classifier. With the rule-based classifier, we can use class-based ordering, that is based on the number of classes. For example, yes or no, 0 or 1, depending on that, we can use the class-based ordering. That is when we have the data sets with imbalanced class distributions. So these are the characteristics of rule-based classifier. So we'll discuss the next concept, that is nearest neighbor classifier. The classification framework shown in figure 4.3 involves a two-step process. First one, an inductive step for constructing a classification model from the data, and a deductive step for applying the model to test examples. That is for the decision tree. Whatever we have seen, this example, that is for the decision tree. A decision tree and rule-based classifiers are examples of eager learners because they are designed to learn a model that maps the input attribute to the class label as soon as the training data becomes available. So both decision tree and rule-based classifier are examples of eager learners. They learn everything from the data. They are designed to learn a model that maps the input attributes to the class label as soon as the training data becomes available. Once the training data becomes available, it will learn from that. That's why it is called as eager learners. Which one? Decision tree and the rule-based classifier. An opposite strategy would be to delay the process of modeling the training data until it is needed to classify the test examples. Okay, this is the opposite strategy. What is it? We can delay the process of modeling. That is, if we consider decision tree and rule-based classifier, it will learn before testing the data. Before giving the testing data, it will learn from the training data. But this is the opposite strategy, that is in which, that is modeling. Modeling means learning from the data. Learning from the training data will be delayed. Techniques that employ this strategy are known as lazy learners. Your nearest neighbor classifier is also a lazy learner. An example of a lazy learner is the rote classifier, which memorizes the entire training data and performs classification only if the attributes of the test instance matches one of the training example exactly. Okay, rote classifier, it will remember the entire training data. It will just remember the memorize means it will remember the entire training data and performs the classification. That is, when it comes to testing data, when you give one test example, it will match, that is, it will give the exact answer. It will classify it correctly if the instance, if the example which we have given, it matches with one of the training example, then only it will give you the correct classification, otherwise it will not give. A drawback of this approach is that some test records may not be classified because they do not match with any training example. If it matches with a training example, then only it will give, it is classified. Otherwise, it will fail. So to make this approach more flexible, that is rote learner or rote classifier, is to find all the training examples that are relatively similar to the attributes of the test example. Okay, so to make it more flexible, to work it properly. So to make it work properly, we can find the training example that are relatively similar to the attributes of the test examples. These examples, which are known as nearest neighbors, can be used to determine the class label of the test example. The justification for using nearest neighbor is best exemplified by the following saying. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and looks like a duck, then it's probably a duck. Okay, so this is the work of nearest neighbor. So it will check the nearest neighboring point. It will compare the nearest neighboring point, and whichever matches with the maximum points. For example, if you have binary classification, that is only two values we have, yes or no, or plus or minus, or positive or negative. Okay, you can consider like that. So when we have binary classification, so if more points matches for positive example and less for negative example, then it will classify it as positive. Okay, then if more number of negative example is there and less number of positive example is there, then it will classify it as negative example. Okay, so that is how nearest neighbor works. Okay, it will check, it will compare with the nearest neighboring points and it will classify the test example. So example for using nearest neighbor is, that is like, it works like, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it might be a duck. Okay. A nearest neighbor classifier represents each example as a data point in a d-dimensional space, d number of dimensions. Okay, where d is the number of attributes. Given a test example, we compute its proximity to the rest of the data points in the training set. The k nearest neighbors of a given example Z refer to the k points that are closest to Z. Okay, consider this example. The mark X or the cross symbol, whatever we have, that is the example. Okay, training test example, sorry. It's a test example and we have to compare with the nearest neighbors now. Okay, first figure, that is figure A, 5.7a, it is one nearest neighbor. It is one nearest neighbor and only one negative example is nearer to that. Only one negative example is nearer to that. And then B, 5.7b, it is two nearest neighbor, that is X or cross symbol, that is the test example, and one positive example and one negative example is nearer to that. And then third one is 3, that is 5.7c, it is 3 nearest neighbor. So here we have 2 positive example, 1 negative example, which is nearer to the test example. I hope you understood. Okay, so here the cross symbol we have is test example. Okay, cross symbol we have is test example, and remaining whatever the positive and negative symbols we have, plus or minus we have, those are training examples. Okay, now we have to match this test example with the training example. So we are finding which are nearer to that. So in the first figure we have one negative example near to that, and in 2 nearest neighbor we have one positive and one negative example nearer to that, and in 3 nearest neighbor we have 2 positive example and 1 negative example nearer to the test example, right? So it illustrates 1, 2 and 3 nearest neighbors of the data point located at the center of each circle. Okay, that is cross symbol is the data point which we are trying to match. The data point is classified based on the class labels of its neighbor. The data point is classified based on the class label of its neighbor. So whatever the neighboring point is there, it will be based on that. In the case where the neighbors have more than one label, the data point is assigned to the majority class of its nearest neighbors. So in one nearest neighbor of figure 5.7a of the data point is nearer to the negative example. Only one negative example, it is nearer. So therefore, it is classified as negative class. It is assigned with the negative class. If the number of nearest neighbor is 3, as in figure 5.7c, in that 2 positive examples are nearer and 1 negative example is nearer. Since 2 positive example, 2 is more than 1, right? So majority of the class is 2 now. So that will be assigned to the class. So it will be assigned as positive example. It will be considered as positive example. Using the majority voting scheme, the data point is assigned to the positive class. And in figures of 5.7b, one positive example is nearer and one negative example is nearer. So we can randomly choose any one, positive or negative. If k is too small, then the nearest neighbor classifier may be susceptible to overfit because of noise in the training data. Okay, if it is too small, if the value of k means number of neighbors. Okay, k means number of neighbors, that is 1 neighbor, 2 neighbor, 3 neighbor, n neighbors. Okay. On the other hand, if k is too large, the nearest neighbor classifier may misclassify the test instance because its list of nearest neighbor may include data points that are located far away from its neighborhood. For example, consider this figure. So in this, the cross symbol is data point that we have to classify. Okay, this cross symbol is the data point that we have to classify, and you can notice that it is k nearest neighbor. Okay, the circle it covers more negative example and less positive example, but the data point is nearer to positive examples only. The data point is nearer to positive examples only, but we have more number of negative examples. So it will misclassify it as negative example, even though it is a positive example. Okay, it will misclassify. I hope you understood. If the value of k is too large, then nearest neighbor classifier it may misclassify the test instance. If k value is too small, then nearest neighbor may overfit the data because of the noise in the training data. So consider the algorithm. The k nearest neighbor classification algorithm. First step is let k be the number of nearest neighbors and d be the set of training examples. Okay, capital D contains a set of training examples and k is the number of nearest neighbors. For each test example z is the test example, z is equal to x dash, comma, y dash, Okay, for each test example, z is equal to x dash comma y dash, that is x dash is the set of attributes for the test example. Okay, x dash contains the attribute value pair for the test example, and y dash its classification, for example whether it is positive example or negative example or any other. Compute d of x dash comma x, the distance between z and every example z x comma y that belongs to d. So we have to find the distance between z and the example x comma y that belongs to d. Here x comma y, it's a training example. Z x comma y, it's a training example. It belongs to the set of training example. D means it's a set of training example. Okay, we have to find the distance between the test example and every training example which is within that circle. Okay, which is nearer to the data set. Select dz, which is a subset of d, the set of k closest training examples to z. We have to select certain data points which is a subset of d. Okay, among training examples, some of the examples will be nearer to the test examples z. We have to select k number of closest training example to z depending on the distance. Then y dash is equal to argmax of summation xi comma yi that belongs to dz. Then I of b is equal to yi. So here we have to check majority classes. That is, for example, if we have positive and negative examples, k number of positive and negative examples that are nearer to the test example z, we have to count how many values are positive example and how many values are negative example. Okay, if majority is positive example, then it will be assigned it as positive. If majority is negative example, then it will assign it as negative example. Okay, so y dash is equal to argmax of b. So for each value v means for that value, that is whether it's a positive example or negative example, it's a classification. V is a classification. Okay, whether it is positive or negative according to the example which we have discussed with the previous slides. Okay, so V is the classification and xi comma yi that belongs to dz. Okay, dz, that is subset which we have constructed, which are k closest training examples. Okay, we have to consider that, and we have to count how many positive examples are there, how many negative examples are there. That is when v is equal to positive or when v is equal to negative. Okay, we have to find the count. And majority of the classes will be considered as y dash. Then end this for. So that is the k nearest neighbor classification algorithm. Once the nearest neighbor list is obtained, the test example is classified based on the majority class of its nearest neighbors. So majority voting is y dash is equal to argmax of v. So maximum, if v value we have only two value as in the example positive and negative. If v is equal to, for example, 10, positive is equal to, for example, 10, and negative is equal to, for example, 20. 10 and 20 is more, right? So argmax means maximum value, 20 is more, so y dash should be considered as negative. Where v is a class label, yi is the class label for one of the nearest neighbors, and I of dot means v is equal to yi, is an indicator function that returns the value 1 if its argument is true and 0 otherwise. That is, we are counting the possibility, that is how many positive examples are there and how many negative examples are there. That is depending on the example I'm telling. Okay, it might be having 3 values. For example, if we consider marital status, we'll be having married, divorced and single, right? We have to count how many single values are there, how many divorced values are there, how many married values are there. Okay, we have to count. That will be assigned to y dash. So in the majority voting approach, every neighbor has the same impact on the classification. Okay, every neighbor has same impact on the classification. It is not that is in the voting approach. In the voting approach, if it is, that is, for example, one is 20 and another one is 21, then 21 will be considered. Okay, so that same impact will be there on the classification. This makes the algorithm sensitive to the choice of k as shown in figure 5.7. In 5.7 we have seen one neighbor, two neighbors and three neighbors. We have seen that if it is in 5.7a, it is matching with only single negative example, so it will be classified as negative. In 5.7b, it is matching with one positive and one negative example. Randomly we can choose any one. And in 5.7c, we have two positive example and one negative example, so it will match with, consider it as positive example. Okay, one way to reduce the impact of k is to weight the influence of each nearest neighbor x according to its distance. Wi is equal to 1 divided by d of, that is, distance of x dash comma xi whole square. Okay, we can reduce the impact of this k by using this weight. Okay, we can have a weighted value for calculating the nearest neighbors. As a result, training examples that are located far away from Z have a weaker impact on the classification compared to those that are located close to Z. So here, if the values are, training examples are located far from the Z, that is test example, it will be having weaker impact on the classification compared to those that are located close to Z. That is as shown in the figure 5.8. We have seen that even though positive examples are nearer, it will consider it as negative example because we have, it is covering more number of negative examples. So that impact of negative examples can be reduced if you use the weight. Using the distance weighted voting scheme, the class label can be determined as follows. That is, distance weighted voting will be y dash is equal to argmax of v summation wi into I of v is equal to yi. So v is equal to yi means we are going to count the number of examples. Okay, we are going to count the number of examples based on the classification, and we are multiplying that with the weight of each point. Weight of each point, that is wi. That is wi is 1 divided by distance of x dash comma xi whole square. Okay, we are multiplying with that. So characteristics of nearest neighbor classifiers. Nearest neighbor classification is a part of a more general technique known as instance-based learning. Okay, we'll learn instance-based learning, which uses specific training instances to make prediction without having to maintain an abstraction or model derived from the data. So before testing the data, model will not be created here. Okay, before testing the data, model will not be created. So once the test example is available, it will match with the training example and it will be classified. So that's why it is called as lazy learner. Instance-based learning algorithms require a proximity measure to determine the similarity or distance between instances and a classification function that returns the predicted class of a test instance based on its proximity to other instances. Okay, we have to check how nearer it is. To test, to get the distance between the points, we need some measure. Lazy learners such as nearest neighbor classifier do not require a model. Model need not be created before classifying the example. However, classifying a test example can be quite expensive because we need to compute the proximity values individually between the test and training example. classifying a test example, it is quite expensive because we need to compute the proximity. At that time, we have to compute the distance between the points. And individually, we have to do for each training example with the each test example with the training example. So it will take time. So it is expensive. In contrast, eager learners often spend the bulk of their computing resources for model building. Once a model has been built, classifying a test example is extremely fast. So in contrast to this method, that is nearest neighbor method, the computing resources will be used by the eager learner for model building itself. Once it is built, classifying a test example is faster when compared to the nearest neighbor. Nearest neighbor classifier make their predictions based on local information, whereas decision tree and rule-based classifier attempt to find a global model that fits the entire input space. Nearest neighbor classifier uses the local information. Locally, whatever it is available, depending on that, it will classify the example. But rule-based classifier and your decision tree classifier, it will create a global model that we can use for the entire input space. Because the classification decisions are made locally, nearest neighbor classifiers are quite susceptible to noise. Okay, even with small values of k. And nearest neighbor classifiers can produce arbitrarily shaped decision boundaries. Okay, it will produce arbitrarily shaped decision boundaries. Such boundaries provide a more flexible model representation when compared to decision tree and rule-based classifier that are often constrained to rectilinear decision boundaries. The decision boundaries of the nearest neighbor classifiers also have high variability because they depend on the composition of training examples. Increasing the number of nearest neighbors may reduce such variability. Okay, so these are the characteristics, and one more is left. Nearest neighbor classifiers can produce wrong predictions unless the appropriate proximity measure and data processing steps are taken. Okay, so it may misclassify the example. Okay, it may misclassify the example depending on what kind of measure we are using for finding the distance and data processing steps. For example, suppose we want to classify a group of people based on attributes such as height and weight. The height attribute has a low variability ranging from 1.5 m to 1.85 meter, whereas the weight attribute may vary from 90 lb to 250 lb. If the scale of the attributes are not taken into consideration, the proximity measure may be dominated by differences in the weights of a person. Okay, so we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.